And welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is part 45. I was originally going to do this battle. It ran about over an hour, and I thought I could get away with saving it, but Camtasia wouldn't really allow for it. So, a little bit of the big cutscene that you might recall when when Ganon plays when Gannondorf plays like the old organ. He does play that for a little bit, but that is going to be cut out. That got cut out because of save stating during like the last run through. Not that you guys care, but nonetheless, we are going to begin fighting Ganondorf, and we're going to do it in about 2 segments. So just to not worry about any trouble with saving. So right now, basically what he's telling Link is that the toys are too much for him, so he's taking like all the Triforce powers from everyone and thinks that he's gonna like have basically all of them. So our goal right now, for the time being, is to just fight him back, just to get them back. And Navi actually leaves for a little bit because the waves interfere with her Navi-ness, with what little we really had to begin with. So this battle, as I realize, is going to be a bit difficult because the floors do disappear, and you have to play pretty much like you have to kind of play ping pong with his shots, and then you have to have your hover boots ready to go. And when he's down, then you can, basically when he's down, then you can pretty much nail him. And I'll just show you the process because it's easier for me to show it than explain it. So like once he's been shot like that, you got a window to kind of nail him with the light arrow. So I missed. So yeah, once he's down, you have a chance to like whack him a few times. Not a whole lot, but some. And then he basically gets up again, and you have to kind of repeat the process a good number of excuse me, a good number of times you have to fight him. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah, he takes a lot of time to kill, so you have to be patient. I'm going to do some save stating just to kind of up the process a little bit here. Okay, you can die anytime. Thought I had him there. So yeah, safe stating is convenient. For the life of me, you can't. I don't understand why we can't see a target with this battle. Oh yeah, I forgot about that little thing there. After a while, he shoots out like 4 or 5 white snakes. So you have to kind of dodge the shots like around the room, so that you don't get like hit or whatever. So. Just another reference, down the bottom of the room here, there's like a whole bunch of pots. So if you need to get life, magic, whatever, you can do that. Let's try that one again, huh? Ha 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 ha. Yourself. Gotta love the lights. He's also very unpredictable. Indeed, very unpredictable. So yeah, I'm sorry I'm not saying more right now, but for me to fight Gannondorf, it takes a lot of concentration. But yeah, once again, just ping pong him and then light arrow him and then just go in for the kill. It'll take a few tries. And if you follow this pattern here, you won't lose a whole lot of life. But I would say you would definitely want to have like some full bottles and yeah, lots of bottles, all that good stuff. He really goes at it for a while, as you can see. Oh, yeah, this guy just does not want to quit, like, ever. There we go. Oh, too bad. That is really too bad. And that's pretty much how it's done. I don't know how much of the cutscenes got cut out for this part, but we'll see. But yeah, it goes, the great evil Gannondorf, beaten by this kid. Octavia. And then he gets kind of pissed as he's like beginning to die. So you can see the physical integrity of the tower beginning to sort of crush. You'll kind of see what happens next. It's going to be about like maybe 10 minutes or so of a cutscene here. I want to kind of get some of this in while it's like, you know, dark. And we may be able to actually get the second battle in there without too much trouble, I don't think. Excuse me. But yeah, so from this point, Princess Zelda pretty much lands down from the dark sky and then just kind of just gets free. So there's kind of like a little bit of a reunion here, but we'll see. But she goes, Gannondorf, like a typical blonde. Pitiful man. Without a strong, righteous mind, he could not control the power of the gods. And... and then Navi kind of comes back after all that. And this next part is kind of interesting because you get to kind of follow Zelda out of the tower. But you still have to dodge all the falling rocks and stuff like that, and a couple battles that you'll be dealing with, but it's alright. Look at how fast she walks. She rocks, she talks. And yes, normally you'd have 3 minutes to get out, but I'm just kind of showing you the process here. So pretty much this is what used to be the entrance to the organ room, but now it's like all like becoming rubble quickly. And you get to see her use her powers and opening up all the cages and bars and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And here's where we had the battle. Just keep on following here to the right chamber, to the right entrance, and away we go. It's funny how you have to actually like stay with her in order for her to move forward. There's like some tricky things in the game. So yeah, there we go. Just keep on following her. And back outside to the... Oh yeah, and you have to jump over this little area here with the hover boots. And there's going to be like a couple of them you have to do, but be alright. Notice how she flew over that last pit. It's pretty cool. Poor little girl's gonna need to like take a nap after this. But this was pretty much the candlelit stairs that we had before. Very cool indeed. Very interesting perspective. Now in this one here, there's going to be a couple of battles with some stealthos, so that'll be alright. So there's going to be a little bit of a cutscene. Don't be freaked out. It's just a small little battle you gotta do. I'm not sure how these little stealthos like suddenly like just remain behind after all that. After what just happened, we just like killed your boss and everything. So once you get through with the stealthos, just keep on following. And you get to pick up a few hearts as well, if you need to. So there's always hearts. There's always arrows available if you need it. So it's most convenient. There should be like a blip where she's like, "Come this way." So I got like in front of Zelda, and she was like, as if I was gonna like do something like inappropriate with her. Not really. So yeah, we're almost at the end of this. I don't quite get the gist of this little staircase. Oh yes, maybe I should. Maybe these are like the burning candles or something. I don't know. So anyway, this is pretty much the main entrance that we were at before. It's a little bit different from like the way it was set up at the beginning when we did the barriers, but it's just set up now just to go directly like outside and into the BMOS area. So there's nothing too like special about that. So this is pretty much the exit right here. And I actually was gonna kind of stop here, but I'm gonna kind of sort of see where 45 minutes is gonna take me. But it's kind of amazing I got done with this in about 20 minutes. So we'll see what we can do and what we can't do. But we now go to a cutscene where the tower is going to be destroyed, or is it? This is a much interesting reference to The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. It's the very end of the movie where the tower just sort of falls down after Frodo puts the ring in the lava. It's kind of a little bit of a nice little rendition. I like to think so. We'll see how lucky I get. I think part of why I did so poorly, like in my previous recording of this, was I just made a lot of screw-ups and I made up a lot of, I just wasted a little bit of time. So maybe that saves some time. We'll see. So you'll notice, like right away, the top of the tower doesn't actually go away. Interestingly enough. So we'll be like, so you should be like, okay, what's up with that? What's up with that? And so now Zelda says it's finally over. That things will be peaceful in this area of Hyrule. And she apologizes that she couldn't help in the battle before, which I'm not sure what battle she's referring to, but maybe it was maybe the last one. So maybe she could have said like that battle. I don't know. So suddenly Zelda kind of has like this suspicion something's going on. So send Link back over to the top of the tower, just sort of investigate what's going on, and then we find out that there's a little bit of a fire, and then Gannondorf returns because obviously he had like the Triforce pieces there. And this time it transforms into something a little bit more familiar, but not like so far that like you wouldn't really recognize it. But he turns into the evil Dark Wizard Ganon, of all of his insane power. And yes, you do lose the Master Sword, but that's okay. If you have the Bigoron Sword, you can just use that. So just before you do much getting into, just fight that part. Fight with the Bigoron Sword. And then now he just says, this time we fight together. Well, so it's a little bit better, I guess you could say. Alright, I was actually going to be stopping at this point, so I'm once again putting my equipment at a huge risk here. So let's see how well we can do here without. Alright, anyway. Alright. I didn't mean to do that, but that's alright. I didn't mean to like purposely save like that. But alright, so anyway, you want to equip the Bigoron Sword because that's all you're going to have. So just the way to nail this guy for the first half of it is just to go right between his legs, and you'll see sort of a brightly colored tail. You just kind of nail him that way, basically. Another thing that's helpful is if you can actually stun the front of him with the Arrow of Light. So as long as you don't get hit like a number of times, you'll be good to go. So yeah, it will stun him if you play the cards right, and then you'll be fine. And he does start off kind of slow, and also the camera angles are gonna fool you like to no end. So just be ready for that. It will take some time, so you just have to be really patient with it. So. Good. We stun them just a little bit. It's kind of funny how they would like paint a tail like rainbow colored, as if there's some like sort of maybe there's like a significance to the bridge before it got destroyed. I don't know. It's such a tedious battle. And really, with these hitting of the tail, you get maybe one crack at it if you time the camera angling right. So I mean, he's a little bit easier to get at with sometimes if you're able to get sometimes I don't know. I won't talk anymore. You can sometimes get around him, and sometimes you can't. It's a real it's trial and error really, like most things. I'm not sure, but I think I may have just nailed him with like two shots of his with two shots there. I don't know. So at this point, you actually can get the Master Sword back. So that's all that you can really do. And the cool part is you can actually you automatically start using the Master Sword once you get it. So that will be of good help for sure. So for the second half of this, I highly recommend Z targeting if you can. So you want to stay on the Z targeting as much as possible for the second half. I do believe you can actually now stun him if you play it correctly. Yeah, that's what I figured. And he does move a lot more faster, so you want to be ready for that. You have to, at this point, pretty much be ready for anything. The camera gets a little bit more violent. It's a lot more quicker, and you just have to not like be dizzy to 3D stuff like my girlfriend is. So I'm not sure if you can still like get around them or not, but oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to like do that, but like even Navi has like no clue at all like what his weakness is, but it's basically the head and the tail. And just be prepared to dodge like a lot of massive attacks. It starts off slow and then it gets faster. Kind of like one of the original Tetris songs. He doesn't let you like off the hook whatsoever with like the convenient thing about Z targeting is sometimes it'll It'll tell you when it's okay to start shooting him, and when it's not okay to start shooting him. It's it's unpredictable, really. So it'll take some time. Just be patient with it, and you can get through it. It'll be hard, but it'll be all right. And you also have to be quick once you get at that tail. And that pretty much is how you kill him. You want to, so the second half of him, you want to switch pretty much to the Master Sword. So from this point, Zelda is going to use her full power to basically hold him down. From this point, you have the ability to do like sort of a Mega Buster from Mega Man type thing with your sword. So you just go up to the front of him, and you'll pretty much get a really cool cutscene to give Ganon pretty much the final blow, as you can see there. So, without further ado, you just go right up to the front of his face like that. Just hit B there, and it'll charge up, and you'll just see this basically, and that's that. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and see what we can do. The ending's going to be a little bit lengthy, but hang with me. So now, at this point, Zelda's is going to summon the 6 sages so that Ganon will be plummet in the dark, evil pit of darkness. Ancient creatures of Hyrule, now open the sealed door and send the evil incarnation of darkness into the void of the evil realm. So that's what he's going to send Ganon into the void of the evil realm, and we'll get a few last minute words from him as well. It'd be kind of interesting if you would have a human friend actually that you're close to suddenly turn into like a bright light. I've seen movies where that's actually happened, and then I've actually cried a little bit, and it's just kind of sad. One example is like Men in Black 2. It was kind of bad, but oh well. And so now we go to Gannondorf saying, You filthy rat. Curse you, Zelda. Curse you, sages. And curse you, name Octavia. Yeah, I decided to use Octavia as my name because of a character in a movie called A Night at the Museum. So someday when this seal is broken, that is when I will exterminate your descendants. And then from this point, you can sort of see like a little bit of a death fading that goes deep, deep, deep into the dark realm, and he just kind of just sits there. So that's kind of cool. And then he says, as long as the Triforce of Power is in my hand, then you would think that he's going to be like unstoppable, but you know. You just get sort of a ... really. And now, and so from this point, Zelda is pretty much going to be preparing Link for a permanent goodbye. And this is where she actually sends him back to his real time and encourages him to sort of just pick up on missed years, that kind of thing. So she's really going to hate to do it, but she decides that she has to. I'm not sure why, how it was her fault. And I guess this is some way of making up her mistakes. And so she thinks if he lays the Master Sword back in the Temple of Time and then closes up the Door of Time, then she'll be atoned for her whatever she thinks that she did wrong. It's kind of interesting how some people can sort of like develop their own religion that way. So yeah, Link gives her the back of the ocarina. And a little bit of a touch of Link's hand, and a little bit of a sad face, saying, "I'm gonna miss you. I so don't want to do it, but I have to." And then she says, "When peace returns to Hyrule, it will be time for us to say goodbye." But peace is already returning to Hyrule, so she's gonna just play stuff. Yeah, regain the lost time. I kind of like that. Home where you're supposed to be, the way you're supposed to be, and stuff. And then she plays sort of a sad lullaby. And you gotta like the different kinds of music that is played as well. And so, from this point, the credits kind of roll in. I don't know how long that's going to take, but hopefully not as long as last night. But so at this point, I'm going to do a little bit of just do a couple thank yous because really, without these folks, you probably wouldn't see me do this at all. But first off, I'm going to thank Brenna Giardosorich. I'm sure I probably mispronounced it wrong, but she told me kind of a year ago, a little more, to check out the game. Originally, it started where I wanted to try out Majora's Mask because I was intrigued by that, and she was like, "No, you want to play Ocarina of Time." She was right. It turned out to be a phenomenal game overall, and so Brenna, if you're out there and you're watching, I love you, for real. Alright, and of course ZeldaDungeons.net, because I did use I did use a walkthrough to sort of help me through some of the tough parts. So thanks to Caleb Simpson, if you're watching. It was pretty direct. It's pretty informal and direct and very professional. So kudos to you. But then, of course, there's my thanks to Nintendo, that really did a spectacular job in designing this game, music-wise and graphic-wise and story-wise. So there's like a whole bunch of things that I'm really grateful for, and I could go on and on and on about it, but those are the three thank yous that are most important. And then finally, the Big Dip on a Bus. He would think that he doesn't really think that he's popular, but he has like over 10,000 subscribers, but I don't think that means a dick to him really. But anyway, I watched a lot of his videos, and I was also inspired by him to sort of watch this. So thanks, Josh. Shout out to you. You the man. And I wish him both, he and Brenna, well, because I haven't talked to him in a while. But still, nonetheless, he deserves my thanks and my gratitude. So that's that. I do have to say that this game has certainly become a very interesting and intriguing bit of therapy, I guess you could say. So, as the credits play, there's like sort of a medley of different types of music that plays, and I kind of like that. There's Malon, and I think it's either his daughter or like a girlfriend or something. I don't know. But all the sages kind of are just celebrating. So the important thing is when a good work has been done, then you want to celebrate as much as you can. So yeah, there's the the little. I kind of like the upside down thing there. Jabo Jabo. Let's see what we can find from the game here that I can remember. Epona. Let's see, 6 copies of Talon. And there's Malon, Malon. That's Malon's daughter. I don't know. Some guys are pretending to look like they're playing guitars. What I think is kind of cool is how like people of different backgrounds and religion and circumstances can easily get together at the end. That's always the more important thing to consider, and that's the main part of, I think, of showing this particular clip. So and this really could be like a real movie. It really, really could. I don't know how Super Mario Club had a part in this, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting how all 6 sages just sort of hang out together as like a collective. If you guys know where I can download this particular song alone, it'd be awesome. Awesome. And after the credits are done, then Link returns to his formal self, which now launches the beginning really of Majora's Mask. I might even do like a short portion of it just to sort of really well, basically, no, I'll just say it here. There's, if you recall, like with Majora's Mask, there's like a part, the very beginning of the game, he actually rides on Epona, but then loses her like pretty quickly. And then that's really how the game should have like ended, really. And then like say to be continued in Majora's Mask. Ah, listen to the church bells. That's pretty cool. And then there's like one extra little part that we'll see here. Kind of a random thing, but after like playing this game, I was actually inspired myself to get my own ocarina. So they do exist, and they're kind of interesting to play. Now this scene here is kind of interesting because they just like young Link and young Zelda just sort of like stand face to face to each other. And it's as though like he just walks to her and then she turns around. They both are like, why do I feel like I'm supposed to know you? And so like you kind of could just guess like whatever that means. There might be even more story to it with Majora's Mask and some of the other games that already came out, but you'll never know really. But one last thing is if you kind of just let this sit for a while, you actually find out what your song for Pierre was. Like I forgot, so you can see that if you want to. But that concludes the playthrough of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It has been a fabulous privilege to share this with you, and I do wish the best for all of you that have watched through that. I hope that it's been very, very helpful. I hope it lets you know, and I hope it lets you know that there's people that know how to do their job passionately and well, and that's the main reason that drove me into doing this. So again, thank you again for watching, those of you that have been following with me. We will be doing the mask quest. I don't know what else I plan to do other than that, but stay tuned for that. But those of you that don't stick around for it, I wish you well and take care.